be supporting Tree People for the Outreach Gift Fair. Tree People is a nonprofit organization on Coldwater Canyon that has been serving the greater Los Angeles area for almost 30 years and planting close to 2 million trees.
Tree People has educated thousands of children in environmental responsibility and trained hundreds of volunteer citizen foresters to become community leaders in the care of our city forests. That means they help people learn about the importance of planting trees in cities. Thousands of trees are planted in the mountains around Southern California through Tree People's Gift of Life Tree Dedication Program. Trees provide beauty in our cities, economic opportunities, and habitats for wildlife. They also cool our city by shading homes. They clean the air, save water by shading lawns and slowing evaporation, as well as provide oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide.
The second grade will raise about $150 during the Outreach Gift Fair. This money will be used by Tree People to plant trees in Los Angeles. Now we would like to share a story about you about the importance of preserving the environment and showing personal responsibility. Please enjoy the story, Lorax, by Dr. Seuss.
At the far end of town where the grecko grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, no birds ever sing, except little crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax.
And deep into the grecko grass, some people say if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away.
What was the Lorax and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grecko grass grows. The old one-sawyer still lives here. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the one-sawyer, don't knock on his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his store.
He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof, where he makes some clothes out of nothing new. And on special days, midnights, and Augusty peaks, out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks, and tells you how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a road, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail and the shell of a great-great-grandfather's snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you have paid him away in his snow. He secret strange hole in his scrupulous glove. Then he grunts. I will call you by those months, for a secret I can tell for you is a lump. Slump, down slumps to Wismore Farm to your ear, and the old one-sawyer does not, whispers not very clear. Since they have to stow him down to the snuggly hose, and he sounds as if he has smallish beads up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he said with his teeth sounding gray, that the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean. And the songs of the swami swans ran out into space. One morning I came to this glorious place. And I first saw the trees, the tuffled trees, the bright colorful tufts of the tuffled trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown farmloops frisking about in their bar-blue suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffalo trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I do. I am
loaded my cart. At no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truculus tree with one chop.
And with great skillful skill, and with great speed, I took the soft tuft, and I knitted its meat. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked, and I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. He was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I'm a Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, What's that thing you've made out of my truculus tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneed. A sneed is a fine something that old people need. It's a shirt, it's a stock, it's a glove, it's a hat. It has other uses. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You could use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats.
Lorax said, Sir, you're crazy as greed. There's no one on earth who would buy that from sneed. The very next minute, I proved you wrong. Just at that minute, Chuck came along. He thought that the sneed I knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98.
I laughed at the Lorax, you poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up if you please. I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Winslow family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Snitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Winslow family was working full tilt. We were all knitting sneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truculus trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which cut off 4 truculus trees with one smacker. We were making sneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloo suits, happily lived eating truculus.
Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle food to go around. My poor barbaloots are getting the crumbs because they have gas and no food in their tummies.
They love living here, but I can't let them stay. We'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the one, were sad as I watched them all go.
But business is business, and business must grow regardless of crumbs and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I mostly truly did not. I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads. I biggered my wagon, I biggered the loads. Of the things I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right up bickering, selling more sneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes, when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more grapes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed, he sneezed and he snuffled, he snarkled, he sniffed. Once he cried with a querulous croak. Once you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor Swanny Swan, why they can't sing a note? No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off.
Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. I may have to fly for a month.
or a year to escape from the smog around here.
What's more, snapped the Lorax as Dandruff was up, let me say a few words about glubbity glub. Your machinery chugs all day and night without stop, making glubbity glub, other sloppity slop.
And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old once and I knew. Pumping the pond where the humming fish hum. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gum.
So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and go woefully buried in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, and say bad, 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 bad.
Well, I have my rights here, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on bigger and bigger and bigger, turning more trifuletries into its needs, which everyone needs.
And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last trifuletry of them all.
No more trees, no more thieves, no work to be done. So a note to my uncles and aunts, and I'll waved goodbye and jumped into my cart and drove away under the smoke-splintered stars.
Now all that was left beneath the vast mountain sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backwards glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants.
And I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all the rocks left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word on less.
Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago. But each day, since that day, I've sat here and worried and waited. Through the years why my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lord seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole lot, nothing is going to get better, it's not.
So catch, calls the Onceler, he lets something fall. It's a truculus seed, it's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truculus seed, and truculus trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truculent tree with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. We hope you enjoyed The Lorax by Dr. Seuss, and we hope it inspired you to make a difference in the world. Please support Tree People. Thank you for listening to our presentation.